Hello students, welcome back to our video. So in the last video we were discussing about the different medias for the export incentives. So now let's continue with that. So the last point that we discussed was collective and systematic economic encouragement. So now let's start with the fourth one, that is financial facilities and services. Export encouragements are provided by means of financial facilities and services, such as first one, to make arrangements for the exporter to get the billing amount on the same day when they export the products. Then second, financial facilities and services provided to export traders is to provide protection against the fluctuations in the exchange rate. Then third one is to make arrangements for importer to receive the goods easily. And the fourth one is to provide services as guarantor of the importer after assessing the financial soundness of the importer. So these are the financial facilities and services which are provided to the export trade to encourage the export. Like first one was make arrangements for the exporter to get the billing amount on the same day when they export the products, then provide the protection against the fluctuations of the exchange rate, then to make arrangements for the importer to receive the goods very easily, and to provide the services as a guarantor of the importer after assessing the financial soundness of the importer. So these are the financial facilities and services provided for the export encouragements. Then the next one is non-economic facilities. Encouragement is provided by means of non-economic facilities instead of direct economic aid. Aid means help. We can say help. Direct economic aid to the exporters, such as to provide the necessary information for the export. Then second one is to train and prepare the manpower required for the production of export worthy products. Then to promote a competition among the exporters and give award to one who exports the most. Then to provide the information about the export markets. Then declaring strike and lockout as an illegal activities of the factories in which export products are produced. Such non-economic encouragements are also provided. So these are the non-economic facilities which are provided to the exporters. Like they provide necessary information for the exports. Then they also train and prepare the manpower. Manpower means laborers. The people who works for the production of the products. So they also train and prepare the manpower required for the production of export quality products. Then they also promote a competition among the exporters and they give the award to the exporter who exports the products most. Then they also provide information about the export markets. Then they also declare the strike and lockout as an illegal activities of the factories, like in which export products are also produced, such as non-economic encouragements are also provided. So these are the non-economic facilities provided to the exporters. And the next one is special economic zone. A law about special economic zone was passed in the Parliament in the last year 2005 and was implemented from 10th February 2006. So a law regarding the special economic zone was passed in the Parliament in the year 2005 and it was implemented from 10th February 2006. Special economic zones is such a geographical area where the economical laws of the country are more liberal. Liberal means they are not strict as they are. Liberal means there are some freedom given in the special economic zones. Many special economic zones are covered under the special economic zones. Special zones are covered under the special economic zones, such as export processing zone. Then second one is free trade zone. Then third one is free ports. Then fourth one is industrial zones, etc. The main aim of this is to attract the domestic and direct foreign capital investments. And in the special economic zone, like it is a special zone in which the economical laws of the country are more liberal. Liberal means they are not strict as much as they are. That's why it is called as liberal. And there are many special zones that we discussed which are covered under the special economic zones. First one was export processing zone. Then second one was free trade zone. Third one was free ports. Then fourth one was industrial zones, and etc. Got it? So these are the special zones which are covered under the special economic zone. These are known as special economic zone because these are the geographical area where the economical laws of the country are more liberal. That's why they are known as the special economic zone. Necessary encouragements like exemptions, in a special economic zones, necessary encouragements like exemptions from custom duty. They are exempted from the payment of custom duty, then central excise, service tax, central sales tax, and security transactions tax are being provided for the export growth of the products of industrial units located in the special economic zones. So those industrial units which are located in the special economic zones are exempted from the payment of custom duty, central excise, service tax, central sales tax, security transactions tax. Got it? For the growth of the export of the products. To invite domestic and foreign capital investment and to develop the industrial facilities in such areas are etc. the encouragements. And second aim is also to invite more domestic and foreign capital investments and to develop the infrastructure facilities in such areas, means in special economic zones are also the encouragements. So this was about the special economic zones, and the last one is export processing zone. The government of India has established export processing zone in different areas of the country in order to encourage export trade. It is an attempt to obtain foreign exchange on large scale by way of export promotions. Export processing zone and free trade zone are the synonyms to each other. Under the policy declared by the Government of India, free trade zones have been established at different places. There are free trade zones which are established in different places. Like there is one free trade zone in Kandla, Santa Cruz, that is in Mumbai, Falta, Noida, Cochin, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Kosindra near Dwarka, and Dahej near Bharuch. So there are free trade zone established in these places. In free trade zones, excise duty, regulations of financial transactions inside the country and the foreign country, and some labor laws are liberal in order to encourage the exports. Assurance are also given for the primary facilities such as roads, electricity, water supply, communication facilities, and continuous supply of high quality raw materials in order to run the industries in such zones. The government also provides the latest and various informations about the exports to the exporters of export processing zones. Information are provided related to the positions of market of different products in foreign countries, political situations for exports, and available transport facilities. So, in free trade zones, excise duty, regulations of financial transactions inside the country and the foreign country, and some labor laws are very liberal. Liberal means they are not as strict, in order to encourage the exports, or we can say in order to increase the exports of the products. And for this also, government also provides the latest and various informations about the exports to the exporters of the export processing zones. So this is the meaning of the export processing zone, and free trade zone is also one of the synonym for the export processing zone, is one and the same thing. You can say free trade zone, export processing zone, whatever, is one and the same thing. Got it? So now we are going to stop here. In the next video, we would be discussing about the import procedure. Import procedure means you all know that goods, many products are imported to India from many countries like China, USA. So what is the import procedure? How the products are imported to one country? That is known as the import procedure. So in the next video, we will be discussing about the import procedure. So if you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to comment below the video. Thank you.